iGlobal Awards 2020. The iGlobal Awards celebrate ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things for the British Indian community and beyond, often extending acts of kindness in the most challenging situations. They come from across the country, from diverse backgrounds, but through their actions, they shine a light on human goodness, innovation, creativity, and sacrifice well beyond the call of duty. We honour the unsung champions that make our community and country proud. This award is the iGlobal Award for Significant Contribution to the Community, which we're delighted to present to Professor N. Prinja, a renowned name in the world of nuclear energy. Professor Prinja has been a pillar with the Hindu community, investing his time and energy in various boards for the betterment of the community. The author of Explaining Hindu Dharma, a guide for teachers, Professor Prinja has dedicated much time to advance the teaching of the Hindu Dharma through lectures and classes. It's our pleasure to present this award to him in recognition of his significant contribution to the community. Ishita Mandrekar spoke with Professor Prinja earlier to talk about his accomplishments and about receiving this award for his work.
Professor Prinja, thank you for doing this interview with us. It is an absolute pleasure to have you here, and many congratulations on winning the Significant Contribution to Community Award. I was wondering if I could get your thoughts on a couple of questions. So first, please share your thoughts on what it feels like to win this award, and what are your feelings right now?
Oh, I'm very happy. It's good. It's good to win this award. But I do want to say that when I first heard about it, and I said, why me? But then I realized that the award is really not for me. It is the recognition of what has been taught to me. When I was a child, I was actually told, my grandparents, my parents belonged to a social reformist movement called the Arya Samaj. And they have 10 principles, and one of them was drummed into me all the time. It's no good to be successful on your own. The people around you should also be successful. And I tell you, it means a lot, because can you imagine you are the only one who have all the things, and you live in a society where everybody else is wanting? How can you enjoy your life if everybody else is miserable around you? So you want everyone to be successful. And these were the kind of ideas which were drummed into me that, it's no good succeeding yourself, but try to do things for others. So it's the recognition of that. This award, I think, is not just for me. It is for the people who follow that principle. So I'm happy.
That's such a wonderful insight, and actually more so now in these pandemic times, when more and more we're realizing we've just been tunneled vision, and we've just been looking at life through a singular lens. But certainly for young professionals like me, we often make the excuse of saying, oh, we're so busy, we don't have the time. We'd love to do something, but we don't have the time. We're so busy. And yet you have such a successful career. You've been, on the top of your field, and yet you've been doing so much for the community. So please guide us, how can we sort of try and do both, have a successful professional life and contribute to the community?
Well, put in 18 hours a day, a lot of hard work. No, honestly, jokes apart, I think there has to be a balance between what you do to earn and what you do to give or share. Believe me, when you do charitable work, when you do some social work, when you work for others, it gives you a very positive feeling. It makes you feel good. You are energized. Your mind is still. It becomes focused. Suddenly, life is beautiful. So, with all that positivity, with all that energy, with all that focus, then you go back to your professional work and you excel. So, this is the balance. You know, a lot of people who keep on complaining, oh, I'm busy with work, I'm busy with work. You know, I tell them, take a break, do something else, you know, for others, energize yourself. It's like, you know, if you keep on using a battery, it will just drain out ultimately. You've got to charge up physically, emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually. And this work, when you do for others, yeah, is that ideal recipe for charging up your energies, calming your mind, feeling good about life, you know, and with that focus, when you go back to work, your efficiency goes up. That's the secret.
That's certainly given me a lot to think about, and it's taught me a lesson not to make an excuse of being busy. Um, I'm really intrigued. You obviously straddle two worlds quite successfully, I might add, the scientific modern world, and then
Mhm.
on the other end, you've got the traditional world entrenched in values. So how can one do that? Like, what is your secret to doing that?
Oh, let me tell you, it is very easy for a Hindu to be a modernist and a traditionalist. Dead easy. The trick is that whenever you follow a tradition or a ritual, yeah, try to find out what is the significance, what's the meaning, what's the purpose, what's the philosophy behind it. And my frank opinion and advice to all I have always given is, if you don't find a good, rational, philosophical reason, be willing to give it up. But do not just blindly give it up, always try to find out. And I can give you many examples from my own personal life. Yeah, believe me, I've studied Sanskrit. I've read almost every word of the 11 Upanishads. Yeah, because I was curious. I just wanted to know what is our philosophy. Yeah, and how can then I apply it in my life. And very simple thing, honestly, you must have heard about it, that Hindus are very spiritual people. You know, we don't pay too much attention to the physical world or emotional. We go for what we call the core being of us, which is the soul, the Atma. And we keep on saying this Atma is the one which doesn't die, the world changes, you know, the kind of things that most of you know about. What is the scientific explanation behind it? In physics, law of thermodynamics, which every scientist believes in fact, everyone, it is given, true, universal truth, that energy is not created. It simply changes its form. Yeah, millions of years ago, vegetation gets buried, turns into oil, chemical energy, we put petrol into a car, mechanical energy, pollution. Whatever we are doing, we are just simply converting the energy, changing from one form to another. So this life energy in us, we call the soul, the Atma, yeah, it's not created. Neither is it destroyed. It just simply changes its form from one to another to another. That is what our philosophy says. And believe me, I mean, I've read these Upanishads, you know, I've understood what the six Shastras say. There, and I'm a scientist, there is no contradiction between the teachings of these scriptures and the modern science. I mean, I can go on for a whole day to give you millions of examples, but I urge people to pay attention to our philosophy in your daily life. Let the rituals, the traditions be dictated by the rationalism of our philosophy, not the other way around. Yeah. So we can very easily be a modernist because the modern science agrees totally with our philosophy. In fact, we pay more attention. There is not just physical thing, there's emotional, there's a lot of spiritual messages, exchange of vows. presence of witnesses, of friends, relations. You know how Indian Hindu marriages are. It is 100 times more than meeting the requirements of what you say, those couple of words in front of a registrar. So we have to be aware of those issues. I'm working away on it. We'll need some help, particularly those who got married in the last 5 years. We need some evidence collection. And so these are, things that I would like to appeal to people, that don't just be taken in, don't just be in this compliant mode all the time. Be proud, feel self-confident about your heritage, about your philosophy, and apply it in daily life and make others aware about it.
Thank you, Professor Prinja, for those wonderful thoughts, and congratulations once again on your award. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Namaste.